Hello and welcome to the Old Oak Smokehouse. Today we're going to be talking about the basic brine, and this is a meat brine, and what is going to be required for you to produce this brine. First and foremost, this particular basic brine for meat has been taken out of the old smokehouse kit. Here we have a polythene bag which is sealable at the top, which is food grade. I'll show you what we're going to use this for. The slightly smaller saucepan will be put onto the hob. This will have roughly 1 litre, or if you're going to go the other way, 2 pints of cold water put into it. The larger saucepan, which you can now see here, is going to have the polythene bag put inside, so that when there we are, lovely, here we go, and that will go inside there. So when we pour in the brine or the water, this will stop the mixture from being against stainless steel. It is recommended that you use a food grade plastic storage container sufficiently big enough to hold whatever the largest object is you're going to brine. Sometimes people brine a turkey of 12 pounds. You would need it to be considerably bigger. Therefore then the container you put it into, we use this just purely as a support. In a moment we'll talk about the water. We'll add some into there and we'll put some into there. Okay, there, we'll leave it for a moment. Thank you. Okay, hello and welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. I'm just about to pour 1 litre of cold water into the saucepan, and I'm going to open and add the total contents of this bag into here. Up it and pour it in. Okay, that goes in. What you can see floating on the top there is some dried herb. And in this particular instance, this one is dried thyme. There is also a little bit of savoury in there. There's most certainly some brown sugar, and of course it goes without saying that the salt was sea salt. What I'm going to do now is to pan over, and as you watch it swing over, we're going to put this onto the hob, and then we're going to put it onto a low light. Lovely. Okay. Smashing. Right. We're going to turn this onto a low light and just bring this up to a gentle boil. That's all. There's not much else to say really. That's it. Just let that come up to the boil. And then of course in the meantime what we will do is put this here, which we'll pan round onto now. So we've got 1 litre. Okay, and welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. I'm now going to pour 1.5 litres of water into this bag, which of course will be followed by another 1.5 litres. Okay, that gives us a total of 3 litres of water in here. Lovely. We have 1 litre in the saucepan, So we need now another half a litre to take us up to 4 litres, or in... Okay. There we are. Okay, and here's the other half, and this is it. Okay. Right. So, we now have the grand total of 3.5 litres in the plastic and 1 litre in the saucepan. Now, there we'll leave it for a moment and we'll pan over just to see how our brine is doing. There we are. Take a spoon and just give it a little stir. I want to see what's happening here. And then we can talk about extra. As you could see, that's not even remotely started to dissolve yet. Just a quick stir. Lovely. And then we continue on. There, I'll put it on pause for a moment and bring some up. Hello and welcome back. And as you can see now, the steam is just starting to come up off of the brine mixture. I'm going to stir it to see if all things have dissolved. And I will give that about another 30 seconds to continue. Whilst we talk about other aromats that can be added to this, we could add, if we wanted to, some soya sauce. We could add some treacle. You could add maple syrup. You could add golden syrup. You could add a sweet chili sauce if you wanted to. All of these things are possible. Of course, it goes without saying, you could put garlic in there, you could use onion, you could put celery, you could use the Old Oak Smokehouse smoked bay leaves, and it just goes on and on. But the purpose of this video is just to show you how to make the very, very basic brine. Now, as you can see, I'm just going to turn that so that we can see that that has come indeed to a rolling boil. Once we see that come up, I'll walk you through the next stage of what happens. Okay, the reason this has gone a little bit dark, I'll bring up a little bit and perhaps you'll be able to see there. That's coming from the demerara sugar, that colour. It will impart a particular flavour. You could use ordinary granulated sugar. You could even use a muscovado sugar. It really is a case of trial and error. But basically, when you're working with the quantities I've given you, the quantity of sugar in the ratio of and salt, which is in this case is sea salt, this will roughly make a 30% salt solution. And to prove this, a little later when this has cooled down, I will then add it to the water that we have in the saucepan beside us, and then what we will do is we'll take a small sample and then we'll use a saltometer to actually find out the exact quantity of salt there is in the water. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. Just for the purpose of the video, I've already added more water just to give you an idea of what a bag this size will hold. The saucepan could do with being actually another 2 to 3 inches taller if it was, but just to show you, I'm going to add another litre of water. Okay, that puts us up and over the height of the saucepan. It's quite safe because we can put whatever size thing in there. So to give you a rough idea, this is roughly 7 litres. 3.5 we started with when the one was in there, 4, 5, 6, 7.5, 8 litres of water in there without any problem. So this is to show you that you could quite easily make a recipe up for 1.5 times, and a bag of this size would actually be perfect for you know, for the extra brine. Thank you. Okay, Hello and welcome back, and on the chopping board there you can now see the salometer. This is what I use to be able to calculate more accurately the quantity of salt that has actually been dissolved into a set amount of volume of water. In this case it's 4.5 litres. If you was to buy one of these in the UK, it would cost you roughly between 16 and 18 pounds. If you was to buy it over in America, it would probably cost you somewhere in the region of 20 to 25 dollars. Goes to show you that in England we still pay through the nose. Anyway, there we will leave it. I just wanted to give you an idea of what one of these salometers actually look like. It's only just a little weight there, which is like counterbalance, and you put it into like it could be even a specimen jar. You pour the volume of you know, the brine that you're going to test, and then a little later I'll show you a very quick video on of us doing that exactly to give you the specific gravity. Thank you. Hello and welcome back. What I'm going to do now is pour some of the brine into this bottle. Okay, just need a little drop more there, not a problem. We'll have it out on the side. We're going to leave a little bit of space for the salometer to float into. So I'll just try that there. Put that in. And what we'll do now is we'll introduce the salometer in. If a little bit more liquid is required as it sinks down, okay, what I'll do is I'm just going to add a little drop just so that we can raise it up so you can get a rough idea. When I drop the camera shot down, you'll be able to see okay, that will do. 30. Okay. Now. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more just to explain to you a couple of things. First and foremost, the actual brine liquid is 60 Fahrenheit, which is roughly 16.5 Celsius, which gives you the same temperature. I'm going to zoom in now just to show you. On this particular brine that we've made on this occasion, it's only come up at 26%, as you can see there quite clearly. That's just between 25 and 26%. I would have liked it just a little stronger. Now, if we needed to, we could take this liquid and put it back into a saucepan and then add a further volume of a further weight of sea salt. That would of course increase it. If you wanted to take it up, say 2 or 3 degrees, then you would put between 1 and 3 ounces of salt, because if you wanted a 30% solution, you'd be very, very close to 14 ounces of actual salt. We've used on this occasion 9 ounces. So as I say, between those 2 points there, 1 to 2, should take you up. So what we could do, just purely as an experiment, we could add a little more sea salt and put this into the saucepan again, reheat it, and see if we can get this up to 30. Thank you. Okay, hello and welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. The brine that I made up earlier is now sufficiently cold enough to be able to be put into the 3.5 litres. Of water. That now gives us a total of 4.5. I'm not going to touch the bottom of this. I'm just going to agitate just to make sure that we have that all the salt is, all the brine is mixed in with the fresh water, so that we have that. In a moment I'm going to take a quantity out and put it into a tester, and then we'll test and see what specific gravity we have. Thank you. Okay, hello and welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. The brine is made. It's sufficiently cool enough now. In fact, it's absolutely stone cold. We can now just put this together, that's like this roughly. Pop the lid on, and then this will go up and be refrigerated for a minimum of 3 to 4 hours. It's better if you can leave it overnight. Then the next stage then is we will take a chicken and prepare the chicken and put it into the brine, and then we'll go through the brining process of the chicken. As I say, this is absolutely standard, this brine. It is just to give you a good starting point on this road to brining. It's very important, and you can get such a return. And if you read in the recipe book, I also give some facts on about 3 chickens. One was shop bought standard and just roasted, one was brined for a period of time, and one was dealt with in a different way, and then they were all weighed prior to cooking, and then they were weighed afterwards, and those that were brined came out far juicier, more flavoursome. So there is a lot to be said for brining poultry and any meat indeed, because it makes it absorb water. Okay, there we will leave it. Thank you. Okay, hello and welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. A few things to discuss about this brine. When we initially started off, we used 9 ounces of sea salt out of the packet from the smoker kit. Upon testing it for salt content, it was found not to be high enough. So what we did then was we added an extra ounce, went through the same process of dissolving the salt. That took us up to 27, and then after which we added yet another ounce, which took us up to 29%. That's roughly where we want to be. So just for the reference of 30 grams or 1 ounce of sea salt will raise 4.5 litres of water, approximately 2%. So if you're not hitting the numbers, then you know exactly how much salt to add, and there we will leave it. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to the Old Oak Smokehouse. As you can see, we just have a regular chicken here that's been prepared for the oven. It's not a value chicken, and it's also not an expensive chicken. What I've done this for is to take you through the process. In a moment we will weigh this chicken, and then to continue on the theme, I will go and get the brine that we prepared earlier. That's been refrigerated now for 5 to 6 hours, and then we'll put the chicken into the brine, put a plate on top to keep it submerged, do the bag up, and then put it away. But what the purpose of weighing it is simple. It's for you to be able to see the weight of the bird prior to it going into the brine. Let's see if we can actually get in there. You may be able to see it if I zoom in just a tad more. Okay. Alright, so those of you, if we can't quite see it, it's on 0 grams. I'm now going to put the bird on here so that we can get the total weight. Okay, the exact weight is 1 kilo 931 grams. This I'm going to put into, I'm not going to do anything to it. There's no giblets, there's no nothing in it. The bird has been cleaned out. What I'm going to do now is to put it directly into the brine. So we'll take this off and put that there. Take this away to be cleaned. As you know, it has to be cleaned because of salmonella. Okay, and we now bring this into play, which you will remember as soon as you see it. This is the basic meat brine that we produced earlier. I'll just pan out a bit and zoom back so you can see. What I am going to do here, just to show you, to give you an idea of what's going on, I'm going to take the temperature of this brine. The temperature in this kitchen at the moment is just over 17.8. It's quite warm, so I'll put this in now and we'll see what it goes down to. Okay, well, it's already dropped down to 10, 9, okay. Temperature here at the moment is 9.1. Could do with being a little bit colder. I'm just going to probe the chicken to see what temperature that is, because this has come straight from a chill cupboard. Therefore I'm expecting it to be in and around about 3C. Let's move that and just check here. Put this just in along the actual breast. Okay. Put this. Okay. Okay, the temperature here is showing just on 9.3, 9.4. Okay. So the chicken is 9.4 and the brine is 9.5. So now what we're going to do now, I'll now bring the brine back into play. Although that's cold, it should be a little colder than that. Okay, let's take a look here. Now, when we put the bird in, we must make sure two things. One is that the air is taken out of the cavity. So when we put it in, I'll show you. Here we go. In goes the bird. So remember, this is it's filling up now. Okay. All the air is out now from this particular chicken. Puncture in the back here to make sure that everything down this end here is fine. Okay. Lovely. Okay. So, the chicken is now in the brine. Okay, welcome back. I'm about to put a plate on top of the chicken. This is to stop it from rising up. Whilst I'm there now, I'm now going to take the bag. Although I'm not going to do it up, I am going to twist it so that when the lid goes on, it just holds it all in place, as you can see there. and the plate will keep the chicken submerged throughout the brining process. So there we go. Lovely. Little bit of air coming up there. Still move them about a little bit just to check. You don't want any air in this at all. As I say, it's you want the cavity to be absolutely full, so it's good that this air comes out now. Okay, now that's fine. What I'm going to do now is put that plate's in place. What I'm going to do now is just use one of these ties, allow a little bit more air to come out, quick turn, and just seal it. Okay, that's absolutely perfect. Lid on. Now this chicken now will be, this container will be taken and hello and welcome back. Right, so now what's going to happen with this? Now this is going to go up, be put in a refrigerator. Most certainly a period of 24 hours will elapse before we look at it again. But the one thing we will do when we take it out is to weigh it, and then we will see just how much moisture or water has been taken on by the actual chicken. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.